Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Leo December 1, 2022. Mercury and Mars oppose one another across your communications and transportation sectors today, stirring tensions, impatience, and impulsiveness, particularly concerning communications and commuting. It's best to aim to keep your perspective. This becomes easier later today. You can find yourself fretting over delays or technical problems, or disagreements can take on more prominence. It can be tempting to jump to communicate or act, but it may be best to observe what comes to the surface before moving forward. As the day progresses, you find it easier to lift yourself above the clatter of everyday matters. Thoughts turn to taking care of business. In fact, you are well positioned to take a closer look at recent ideas or projects with a clearer head. You have a good eye for detail and a feel for what is truly worth your while as Mercury and Saturn harmonize. Luckily, today's cosmic energy sings a much better tune. Mental Mercury, the planet of connection and communication, is linking in a benevolent dance with Saturn, the planet of longevity and permanence. Use this energy to think more clearly and effectively about what you want in your relationships for the long term. Discuss where you stand and how you can work toward your significant personal or romantic goals as a team. Making a promise now that you truly believe in may allow it to stand the test of time. Draw up your strategy and know what each of you wants. Do not be surprised if there is a difference in opinion today. You might be caught off guard by the defensiveness or authority that could come out while talking to colleagues when Mercury in Sagittarius opposes Mars retrograde in Gemini and sextiles Saturn in Aquarius. Although there might be various opinions to consider, you should still stand by your professional aspirations if you feel strongly called to explore a pursuit or opportunity further. Just take what others say with a grain of salt to avoid entertaining any potential discourse. While the Sun's departure from your financial sector ended all planetary activity on this side of the financial fence, allowing the focus to shift back to the income side, the lunar nodes will continue to keep things balanced. If recent weeks have taught you anything, it is the importance of having the right balance between money coming in and money going out. The words you use today could have great impact. Be honest and clear within yourself before you try to communicate. Clear your mind by meditation or yoga, running, or spending some time organizing a messy desk. If you feel someone does not understand you, be the first to apologize for any miscommunication. You may feel that someone appears to misunderstand you on purpose. Keep your cool and just restate your feelings. Try to navigate yourself so you avoid conflict today. With this vibration occurring, you may well find that your thoughts and feelings are directed far more outward towards others than into yourself. This energy can see you focus on what those around you need, especially where education and skills are concerned. If you are in any kind of management position, this can really work to your advantage as far as continuing education and upgrading for your staff. Consider ways you can help others to improve today. While Jupiter only turned direct 6 days ago, after retrograding back out of Aries at the end of last month, he is now just 3 weeks away from returning. The moon's return in 2 days will bring a chance to check in and get a better read on the planets preparing for his return. Until then, as the moon returns to a nostalgic and reflective part of your chart to guide Jupiter on his way home, and with the planet of luck and expansion still barely moving, this is a chance to pause. In the heart of the working week, Venus, the planet of love, is not just fighting to keep the spirit of romance and adventure alive, she is starting to face opposition. Knowing that the push to bring this professional year home will heat up from next week, Venus is ready to fight back, and today she has the help of Mercury, with a reminder that it is all about the choices you make. Our eyes in the sky. Try to get in some light exercise before heading off to work, and try to avoid grabbing that extra cup of coffee, or it could lead to a case of the jitters. Today has a cerebral vibe that might get the better of you, making it important that you ground yourself and focus on your breath throughout the day. Should you begin to feel overwhelmed, take a step back and rest, if only for a few minutes. Watch out for a communication breakdown this afternoon when the moon shares an off-kilter connection. Choose your words with care while this energy is present so you can avoid arguments. Your ability to understand any situation is good and you're able to undertake any sort of mental task. Equally, you're communicating without any difficulty, so possible negotiations or similar conversations turn out to be successful. You also find your general level of curiosity is heightened and you're keen to acquire knowledge and learn as much as you can. You apply yourself to a subject that has stimulated your interest over a sustained period. It's easier for you to obtain the necessary focus you need and you're more motivated than you have ever been before. Use this newfound enthusiasm and concentrate on making contacts to solve any outstanding issues needed for a successful outcome. Luckily, the energy transforms this evening, which should help you quickly release any unpleasant thoughts or situations you found yourself in today. The cosmic weather is quiet today, until Mercury in Sagittarius opposes retrograde Mars in Gemini, provoking a war of words. Offensive or defensive language is unlikely to help us make our point. We are nervous and quick to anger, and although we may have good talking points to back up our arguments, we are apt to flit from talking point to talking point without finishing our thoughts. Our inability to stay on topic means that civilized discussions can quickly devolve into yelling matches. We are still in a long lunar void, of course, which began last night, and must attempt to remain patient now, even if someone is intent on getting up in our faces. If possible, avoid electing this day to finally air out long-held grievances. Guard against the perils of extravagance and overindulgence in any way you can. Your current fantasies are unlikely to be fulfilled, they're just excessively optimistic. Try not to feel so dissatisfied with your circumstances and be as realistic as possible, instead of needlessly having such impractical feelings and yearnings that ultimately don't make you happy. If the response you get from prospective dates is not always positive, consider how your approach might be improved. You may want to ask what you could change about yourself. Becoming more self-aware can help you understand what to change or at least help you appreciate another's point of view or not. It will be hard interacting with people today. You overreact to the smallest things and feel completely misunderstood. It would do you good to take a step back, clear your thoughts and start tackling the arguments in a calmer way. In the late afternoon, the moon enters Pisces, ending its void of course which began late last night. Over the next 2 days, our creative and spiritual senses are enlivened. This is a time to trust our intuition, examine our subconscious workings, and get in touch with the numinous and liminal. It is an ideal lunar period for working with divination techniques like tarot or scrying. Artistic pastimes such as painting or making music are also favored. If we are stressed, bathing, showering, or relaxing near bodies of water can be rejuvenating.